everyone, this is Dawn and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to the next day of the Junk Journal January 2025 challenge, which is hosted by Meg Journals, and you will find the link to her channel in the description box below. If you want more information and inspiration, definitely be sure to check her out. So we are coming on for prompt 11 magazine. We're almost halfway through, so let's go ahead and get started. Here is our journal so far, and it is really getting thick, but you know what, we're gonna keep going. So this was our page from yesterday. I'm gonna go ahead and move the journal aside, and of course I'm not going to bind this until we get to the end because it's a lot easier to work in. And I did do some prep work, so this is the page that we are going to use today. I was a little nervous about the patterned paper I had, which I love color and pattern, and I like my patterned backgrounds, but I was like, not sure how this is going to work out. It actually ended up working out perfectly. I will show you. So this is my insert, and what I did, I showed in yesterday's video that that the back of this paper was just single-sided, so it was white, and I really didn't want the back of this paper, I didn't want it as one of my pieces. When they came together, it just wasn't, you know, what I liked for this journal. So when they came together, I figured, well, I'll just make that a pocket, which is kind of great. It was not too far after the hidden prompt. So again, we can have a little hidden tuck spot, if you will. So I just went ahead and glued these two together on the three sides, and then I used my little circle punch and I made a notch here, so we have a pocket, so we can tuck something in there. And now let's go ahead and get started then with our magazine prompt. So, and then this is the insert here, so this will be our next page. Which is the next one? Magazine 12 is overlap. Okay, so let me set that aside so we've got room to work here. So this was our background, and then I have a box of scraps, a couple of boxes of scraps of all these things that I've collected over the years. And in there, I came across this beautiful page. I actually think this is Reese Witherspoon, and look how perfect the florals were. Just digging through of things that I've picked out, harvested, right? Is that what they call it? Harvesting a magazine. That was right there in my box. So when I came across this, I was like, well, hello, here we are. And this page was near, it might have came out of the same magazine for all I know. This was kind of my little inspiration. So, and then let's go ahead and glue her down. And I'm going to use, I wasn't sure if I was going to use the tape runner or the this glue here, but I think I'm going to go ahead and use this glue. The magazine page, of course, is very thin. If you need to reinforce it, of course, you can always put it on like a piece of another paper or cardstock or something to reinforce it. But this here glue stays wet a little longer, so I think we'll be okay using this today. All right, let's go ahead and get her in place. All right. And she is going to come right over to this corner if I can get her lined up well. Okay, I just don't want to see the bottom coming through. The larger ones in the glue. I don't want this to bubble up on me. Okay, all right, I think we have it. Just want to make sure all of my edges are glued down well. And I don't want to feel any bubbles. Then again, it's a junk journal. We don't have to be that precious either, do we? I hope you guys are having fun. I know some of you guys are crafting right along, and I hope you are having fun with these challenges. Sometimes you have to think about them a little bit. Okay, she's pretty good. All right, very fun. And then let's see, I think the next thing, I'm going to put some trim down the side of her. And I was trying to figure out, I had a few different ones, a few different options. I kind of liked this, which actually I still am not mad at that. And this one here I thought was really just happy. But I almost thought so many of them, it kind of stood out a lot. So then I found this pink floral lace trim. I think I got this at Joann Fabrics. And I kind of was really liking the pink. And I don't know if there's a top and a bottom to this. This looks a little bit more like it should be the top. All right, I'm going to go ahead and glue this down right on our edge. All right, and this might be a little bit tedious, but let's... Actually, if I can get a nice glob right in the center of each flower, I think that'll do us pretty good. Probably should not be doing this across my page because my glue is going to get messy. And yet here I am. I'm terrible at using my project as my work surface. Not recommended. That one got a good glob. Okay, almost there, almost there, almost there. Okay, let's go ahead. I think I liked this one because there's a lot of color in this one. For all of its color, it's a little more subtle. I am getting glue everywhere now. You know, yesterday I was struggling, and I think I still am a little bit. I don't know what's going on. I really have glue everywhere. It'll dry clear. I kind of want to smudge it up. All right, I'm going to get a scrap here and get off some of that extra glue. Okay. All right, I think that's better. Not too bad. Not too bad. Okay, very, very pretty. And then I think still overall, I tend to do a lot of simple crafting. I don't like to over embellish. And I think the next thing we're going to do, I had this page here where I cut out a flower and a rose. And this was like what is this? An ad for Pantene Rose Water shampoo. So I found these two flowers and I fussy cut them out. Those were what was in that ad, and I went ahead and stapled them together because I liked the placement that I had with it. And what I thought I would do is just kind of set these right about here. And then I have this little sentiment. It's the little things in life. And this was a little cut apart from, let's see, Simple Stories, Simple Vintage Botanical. So that's this collection with all these small cut aparts. And I actually trimmed it a little bit smaller. And so I am going to just add a touch of glue here to the back. Let's see, how do I want it? Where do we want to place it? Maybe right about here. It says it's the little things. Oh yeah, I think that'll be pretty. Okay, I did put a staple in here, which gives it a little bit of, there it goes, sticking up a little bit. I'm going to take just a little bit of glue and put down some of these edges. Okay. Very, very pretty. All right, and then we're going to add our little sentiment right onto the top. Been trying to get a lot of prep done so you don't have to sit here and watch me fussy cut and ink up all the edges. I know I have to use a little bit of ink, but try to make it as minimal as possible. It's the little things in life. That is the truth. There we go. Cover up that little edge. All right, is that straight? Oh my goodness. And that, I think, is good enough. I like that. If I decide I want to add anything else, you'll be the first to know. I like it. All right, and then, actually not completely done. So we did make our little pocket, and I told you that this was our inspiration. Well, I also had another larger picture, and I've had it forever, and I've always loved this picture. It's a flamingo. So I did like this journal is like an 8.5 by 11. And it's folded in half. So I measured and I figured my insert would be like about a 4 by 6. So this measures 4 by 6. And I loved the flamingo. That picture gave me so much inspiration, and it was in the same box. And I was like, I wonder if I could do something with this. So I'm going to add him into that pocket. Might be an interesting choice. I did add some green paper onto the back of him, and I've got a word sticker here that says pink is more than a color. And then I added this pink metallic ribbon, and I added a little bit of gold eyelash trim, and then just a little bit of pink twine here to tie it all together. I always tie something on top of the eyelash trim because Hobby Lobby used to carry this. They don't anymore. I don't know where you can get eyelash trim, but the eyelash trim never seems to hold, so I always kind of tie twine on top of it. And I like all the frilly things sticking out the top. So that, I'm gonna put our little hidden flamingo right into the top of our journal here. Pardon me if my head's in the way. Okay. Need to get in our pocket. Okay. So that is kind of something fun and unexpected. And then all the yumminess is going to stick out the top of our journal. So, all right, we got Reese Witherspoon and a flamingo today featured. I think this is such a fun page. I've really been enjoying this challenge, and I hope you guys are too. All right, let us put it back in our journal. So here is where we last did our little fairy girl. Then we open it up. And here's our next page. And then here's the rest of our insert. So tomorrow, this will be overlap. And I kind of have an idea. Oh, I was going to show you too. This was another piece that I found in that stash, this wonderful little trim. And I cut this out. I actually did like this, but it was a little more muted, and I think it's really pretty over here, but I think I have something totally different. Everything else I have kind of coordinates pretty good. This one might not coordinate as well, but I'm going to try to do it as good as possible. So with the idea that I found, don't know if it'll work or not, may or may not change my mind. No sneak preview on this one because not quite sure yet. All right, guys, thank you again so much. Would love it if you would give a like, subscribe, comment. I've got a few folks to respond to as well. Thank you guys for your lovely comments, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks, and take care.